Hello and welcome everyone to this any percent Super Mario Odyssey League qualifier race between Ganon Slayer and YTLucidityy. I am Scotch and Ty Guy. You can call me Scotch. In the booth with me is Troy of Athens. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. You can call me Troy.
Yeah, these races so far for these qualifiers have been pretty sweet. Ganon Slayer, we know him pretty well. Seen him around a couple times. Lucidity, though, I haven't seen him at all. So it'll
Yeah,
be good to see someone new, kind of similar to these SM64 qualifiers. Seeing some new names and new faces. It's pretty good to see.
absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first SMO uh match of the day, right? Well, only.
The
Or
I
we're
think
supposed to be the second one or the third
yeah,
one
there
at one
was
point
supposed
as
to be
well.
another one. One got canceled. There was one this morning though,
Oh,
or
one did
this
happen at 2
2
p.m.
p.m. Yeah, that one did happen. So the second one of the day, but these smoke qualifiers,
Mm,
in full swing. These guys, you might
yeah.
be noticing we're getting a little bit of information correction in the back. These guys are setting up for the DSTA um,
Mhm.
stuff that we'll see later, making sure that they've got the right date set up so that they have that ready to go for later in the run. We'll explain the whole DSTA thing when it comes up in Sand Kingdom, but for now we'll hold off on that.
Yeah. I don't know exactly when Mitch's world record happened though.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that for a moment. Saw that on
um.
Twitter.
Yeah, I was working when it happened, so I wasn't able to watch it or be there live for it at all. But I was just like randomly, I think at one point it was like either during my lunch break or something. Like it wasn't my lunch break. That was way too early.
Yeah,
I
Mitch,
guess like
he's
I,
really
I
well
think
known.
yeah, I ran. Yeah, it was I went in the bathroom at one point and just like looked at my phone and saw like it happened, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, 59-13. 58 any day now. Very, very possible.
Which is so weird.
So huge shout outs to Mitch. Now you
Yeah.
might I saw this confusion in the chat. You see a -10 over on Ganon Slayer's time and -12 on Lucidity's time. It's literally just personal preference for
Mhm.
um hitting that timer because what they're gonna do is they're gonna go to settings, they're gonna set up the date and the time, and
Oh,
uh-oh.
it also might be accounting for physical versus digital.
Yep.
Someone just brought that up in chat. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
And a little bit of mix up in the back here. Uh we will have
Yeah,
that fixed for
just
you as we see Ganon Slayer really far ahead now.
yeah. The
Already at near the
countdown
end
did
of
happen already at one point, so we're just he essentially is
we're
trying to
going
refresh the streams.
now.
We are going, but currently we're watching Ganon Slayer in double vision. You still see him in the bottom right as well. Second time.
Yeah, Cheese, our restreamer today, working really hard, overtime, if you
Yeah.
will. Probably pretty early for him now at this point
Mhm.
out in Spain.
Okay, I wasn't fully able to see. There looked like to be some flubs on left side there for both players, but I'm not entirely sure. It was kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, Ganon Slayer technically behind there because of the timing that you see.
Yeah, we do need to rethink timers. That's the one last thing we need. And then we'll be golden.
And we've got the sync
There
right
we go.
there as we head into Cascade. Cap Kingdom, pretty straightforward, pretty simple, nothing really out of the ordinary. But now we're heading to Cascade, and
Yeah,
really
218
getting
cap
into it.
and a 223. So yeah, about a 5-second difference. Falling into Cascade.
Now, you can't skip this anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, because we're on current patch. We're on the latest patch of this game.
Yeah, we lose a couple of major skips that we had last season, but this new patch is still it's still faster because of the loads. So even though you might see these guys do not do tricks that you saw last season, for instance, you're not going to see the Sphinx skip in sand. It's still faster.
Yeah. And I do have to say, it's still just as, like, not quite as technical, but still has many tricks from the first season, and, like, still has multiple things that are really crazy to see. And it's almost like the fact that because some tricks have been taken away, players have been looking even harder for like crazy stuff. And like if you watch that world record that we were talking about earlier, there's some, you'll notice like every single fight that like or moment that you think that there wouldn't be something, like you think, oh, that's as optimized as you can get, like there's nothing really to do there. They find a way. It's like they find a way to make it a little bit faster, and you're like, how?
Well, Lucidity taken care of. Big Mama, Ganon following closely behind.
Madame Brutal. Madame. Not the Brutals.
We're grabbing one last move before we head out.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be done. Only need 5 moons out of Cascade.
Yep. It is a choice between going up to the cliff or underneath to the chest. Chest one is a little bit tighter in movement, so people typically don't go for it.
Yeah, Lucidity choosing not to do the chest clip.
Yeah,
they're going to be doing the same.
It's just like barely worth it to do. So yeah, it makes sense to not go for it.
Well, and that's the nice thing in these,
especially in a race.
Yeah, exactly. In these race situations, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do, what you don't want to do. In a run scenario, you'll see them go for that clip for sure, because
Maybe
it saves the time. But if you're going for the record, at least. But
it's not on the record.
Not on the record?
Nope.
Wow. I was miscorrected. I haven't actually watched the new record yet, so.
I watched it a few hours ago, actually. Pretty much as soon as I had the chance to when I got home.
We'll head out into sand. Now, we talked about DSTA. This is exactly where it's going to be necessary. They're going to go for this nut here. And what it does, we're kind of tricking the game into thinking that an hour has passed. You might have noticed that they set up their timers for about 7 minutes. And what they're going to do, they're going to jump into the pipe here after grabbing a couple of moons. And once we get out of the pipe, the game will have thought that an hour has passed, because typically it takes about 20 minutes for these nuts to grow into full plants so that we can get the moons from them. So by tricking the game, we're able to get that moon kind of extremely quickly, and which negates having to get another moon elsewhere.
Yeah.
Again, if they're not having any problems with it.
Ganon having a little bit of trouble getting the seed afterwards. It looks like Ganon's hands are still warming up a little bit here, because I'm seeing just like little things that Ganon's messing up on right now.
Good question in chat. Why wasn't the DSTA manip used in 1.0?
I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure it just wasn't it just not possible, or was it just not known?
I don't think it was known. Because like I had never even heard of any sort of anything like that mentioned until like 1.3. Like it just wasn't discovered.
Yeah. All this game constantly being changed and new things being discovered, obviously. Both really nice drams there. Good movement with these rockets, these bullet bills.
Yeah, as far as we know, honestly, like there isn't a single trick that only works in 1.3. Like there's like if something can be done in 1.3, it could be done in 1.0. Like that's
If anything, there's the removal of tricks.
yeah.
Uh-oh, Ganon. That's a tough one. Having to re-grab a bullet bill. Lucidity having no trouble with that Jaxie skip, though.
Okay, Ganon's able to do Jaxie skip just fine as well. And both of them making their way over to the Oasis.
Two pretty good Sand Kingdoms so far, as long as Lucidity can get these notes. Yeah, first try as well. Throwing Cappy in the direction of the Odyssey. Not needing to move over there, though. Just gonna teleport on over.
Mm-hmm. Due to loading screens, it is still the fastest way. Actually, I believe that it is possible to roll completely optimally and get there just a little bit faster than the math selection, but it's crazy precise.
Well, we're gonna be heading over into Lake Kingdom now. And the question now is if they're going to go for this clip or if they'll choose to go and fight Ringo. Seen both.
I don't think we'll... I'm pretty sure Lucidity's at least gonna go for the clip. I don't know about Ganon's player, though. I haven't really seen him play much to know what he'll go for.
See the movement on over. Definitely heading for that zipper. Gonna grab this moon just behind these pillars. Find out here in just a moment. Definitely setting up for this clip, though.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've seen Lucidity go for it so many times that I knew that he was gonna go for it. But I'm not... Like, I haven't seen Ganon Slayer, before. Ganon Slayer, kind of a newer player, at least to me. I knew of his name around, but I did not know of, like... I didn't really see many of his runs before that.
Well, confirmation right there. Not going for the skip. Or the, excuse me, the clip. Instead, gonna be going for Rango. On the scale of spirit fights, where would you put Rango?
On the scale of what?
Spirit fights.
But
Like
it's not
again,
a spirit fight.
Topper or excuse me, like against Topper or Harriet.
I don't know what you're asking. I
What? As far as how fun the fight is, what's your favorite fight?
What's my favorite fight? From what I mean, like from a casual perspective.
Whatever perspective.
No.
doesn't matter.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you both. I'm giving you
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. Okay.
From a casual perspective, it would be Topper. Just because it's a very interesting fight. To figure out, and like it's like actually like a challenging fight of the four. Like the other ones aren't that challenging, even casually. But from a like speedrunning perspective, I think Rango fight is the coolest. Just because of just because of like messing around with the hitbox of Rango and like and just like the whole way that we do it. And yeah, they're called brutals. Not you're calling them spewers before. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's ultimately I think Rango's just a lot of fun there. With its just general movements, and it looks really cool.
Hidden wood now. Now, we could see a little bit of a route differentiation possibly. Going to depend on a clip, but
yeah,
should be about the same regardless.
I mean, they'll definitely both attempt the nut clip. As opposed, it is the question of if they're going for the tree route, which Lucidity is going for here. Having a bit of trouble with this movement towards the upright, and also bonking into the upright as well.
Now it's going to be important. See this clip right here.
Yeah.
Setting
Ganon not going for the tree. Ganon not going for the tree route, but is setting up for the nut clip.
Yeah, so we will see a route differentiation.
Just by a little bit. That's one moon.
Yeah.
Nice. Both players able to pull off the out of bounds movement. And yeah, those were pretty much textbook nut clips from both sides. Not necessarily like the stuff leading up to it in Wooded, but the clip itself and all the movement was both very good for both sides.
And nice movement outside of that.
Yeah, so what we'll see from Lucidity, and you kind of saw it already, is him skipping that piranha plant, not even killing it. Just gonna jump right past it, and here Ganon is gonna kill it. Oh, not able to buffer that jump there.
I'm just getting a little too close to that kind of poison stuff.
And that jump right there is the crazy thing to watch sometimes. Like, it's not so much that jump is like any harder than the original Flower Road skip. It's more that like everyone is so used to doing the one that Ganon's about to do that it was very difficult to like, you know, kind of just jarring to go from one to the other. And that's mainly why people don't do or not do the tree route, is just because of this jump right here. Ganon getting a bit of a, yeah, and see, like there's so much leniency with that jump as well. I didn't even realize that you could do it with jumping off of the rail from that far back. And
Nice.
Lucidity not buffering a jump, just gonna jump right off of a talk to.
So you're gonna be heading over into this sub area now. This is all about cycle. This is on a cycle here. As long as you can do it quickly.
Yeah.
Pretty well practiced, so it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the day that people actually start to implement the fastest cycle in this room.
Well, why I said it, you know, pretty straightforward, but Lucidity having a couple problems there at the end.
Yeah. But unfortunate, still going to be able to maintain his lead right now. As that Ganon is still making a few mistakes here and there.
Yeah.
As I say that.
Yeah, running into that.
Oh. Kind of a risky spin down at one point, too.
Lucidity done. With Wooded.
Yeah, Ganon looking. Oh! I thought he had it.
Narrowly close.
I thought he had the fast cycle, as opposed to the faster cycle that exists now.
Yeah. Now, before we head into Metro, got a little Bowser fight here up in the clouds.
Lucidity playing a bit risky there, with those question mark blocks. For a second, I thought he was gonna fall right through.
Yeah, Lucidity doing a nice job. Kind of manipulating where Bowser gets punched to. Kind of helping out the fight to speed up. Less movement on Bowser's side. Just like that, Lucidity is done. So essentially a Bowser fight behind Ganon Slayer entering as Lucidity exits.
Yeah, pretty much to the frame in that case, if you want to actually line it up.
And I said we were going to go to Metro, but kind of lied. We're going to Lost.
Well, the map says that we're going to Metro. It's like, we try to go to Metro, and then we get cut off by this guy. Oh, Lucidity!
Oh, Lucidity! It looks like he was loading up to jump off Cappy there, but just didn't line up Mario correctly.
I think he got a value dive. I think that's what that was. He got a value dive, and it caused it at like the worst possible place to get a value dive as well. Because like he definitely was. Because what you're supposed to do there is you're diving to land on the tree branch, and then get a Cappy return bounce. Cappy return jump, excuse me. Because you can get a slightly higher jump if you press the jump button as soon as the cap returns to you, like that from Ganon, which Ganon just pulled off. That is essentially what Lucidity was trying to do. But I'm pretty sure he got a value dive, so it just completely screwed him up.
So Ganon able to make up a little bit of time here over Lucidity, avoiding the death. See how far apart they are here at the end of Lost.
Able to get the cage triple. That was really nice. And
oh, they're taking another death.
That one's fine, but yeah, like that one's not a huge of a deal because you just get respawned right there. but it's still kind of annoying because he did attempt to get Deathless, but that means that he essentially wasted time attempting Deathless. There.
Nothing too terrible, fortunately.
Yeah, Ganon not even gonna try for that cage triple jump. Just gonna get this stone cage. Moon. Oh, and going for the up throw.
Wow. Really sick up throw there from Ganon. We get a good timing of just how far apart they are here in just a moment. Let's see what time City enters this electrical wire. 23:04.
It's a weird marker, but okay, I'll go with it. I haven't really been looking for it. It's the best we got right now.
I just pick whatever makes the most sense at the time.
Sure. Like I said, it's all we got to go on because I haven't exactly been keeping track of it currently.
Oh, City gonna be entering in, and you know, we got that Goomba heck. Let's see if he goes for it. About 41 seconds behind here. Oh, Lucidi with the bonk.
Yeah, not quite able to get high enough. And with your arbitrary marker, what was that?
41 seconds.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, stands the bonk.
Yeah. Ooh. And Ganon missing the Goomba jump there. And we'll see what luck Lucidity has today on the Mecha Wiggler. Having some trouble with just the first phase there.
Well, you see Lucidity, he's manipulating this Mecha Wiggler through these buildings as quickly as possible.
That scared me right there.
Yeah, a little tight.
Ganon got a term. I'm gonna throw a term out here, and I don't know if you'll know this one. Ganon got a Chaos Dive there, and that made that during the jump across the gap there, and that made it very scary. I know you're familiar with Valid Dive, but do you know what a Chaos Dive is?
I do not know. You can go ahead and educate all of us, though.
Basically, where a Valid Dive is some weird like diving mechanic, a Chaos Dive is actually more of like an input problem. Like that's a user problem as opposed to like whatever the programming is. Where you can, if you just miss time a little bit, you can do a ground pound midair and then dive essentially. So essentially you hang in the air for a little bit longer, and Ganon gonna get a 3 cycle.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate to see. This is going to lose him a ton of time. Just wasn't, you know, those projectiles were coming at him, keeping him from being able to hit the mecha properly.
Did I clearly explain that? I don't know if I clearly explained that or not.
I think you did.
Okay, cool. But Ganon able to get through that. Nearly died as well, actually. While Lucidity is going to go for the scooter clip there, able to successfully get it. But yeah, Ganon Slayer with the 3 cycle. That is very punishing.
He'll be losing a ton of time there. Lucidity already though fully into the day cycle of Metro.
I wish I was commentating every race. I have a job. I can't do that. I do try to commentate a lot. I like doing it. Oh, and Lucidity going for slots.
Well, this is a new one. Not sure why he's doing this. Maybe he's not confident in another moon.
Oh no, this is actually the fastest route to go
There you
for.
go.
Yeah, the slots is actually the fastest route. It's just not gone for a lot because it actually gets some really annoying movement, and doing it almost guarantees that you have to do bullet building. So because of like those two things combined, it's like no one goes. Like if you're not going for bullet building, there's no way you're going for slots moon.
So Lucidity's super confident.
Yeah.
That means. And we've seen runners have trouble with this bullet building. You know, it's all about that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Psionic confirming Lucid is an advocate of bullet building, stating that it's free.
It is not.
But here's a question: is it in the record?
Yes.
Like
I said, I watched that record like a few hours ago, so I definitely know that.
Yeah. Well, Lucidity's scaling the top of this skyscraper now. Couple precise movements. Here we've got a couple moons. Ground pound from the sky. Sniped.
Hold on, I'll fix that for you guys, chat. Take a second to do this. There you go. Okay, moving on. People were getting annoyed that it said Mario 64 in the game title.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
In the stream title. So I just fixed that to you for you guys.
So focused on the run and didn't even see that.
I saw people in chat talking about it. I was like, oh, that's right.
I thought they were just joking around, or just memeing around.
No, that was there.
Well, Lucidity is going to be done with Metro. And just 4 more moons to go. Gonna get a little chilly in here now. Snow Kingdom.
And Ganon Slayer not able to get the Cafe Moon in the first go around.
Heading into people's room.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, when I saw the People's Moon done quickly for the first time, I got kind of mad. Because I was like, really? You can do it just like that? It's that easy?
I mean, that moon isn't even that... I don't feel it's that difficult casually. Like, jumping on top of heads.
I'm not proud of it, but I missed it the first time.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that's the case for me as well. But yeah, I think it's not that surprising that something like that exists.
Yeah,
it's
no.
funny. Like when I first saw it, I laughed. Like I didn't. It was nothing about like, come on, really? It was more of like, that's amazing that exists.
Like, of course it does.
Yeah. And then I tried it, and I was like, that's really easy.
See if he's going to be going for this clip here.
No.
Not doing it.
No, you gotta set up for that. As that moon is spawning. Because that's how moon clips work, essentially.
Yeah.
there's a little bit of time where a moon isn't collectible. So if you manage to position yourself in a way while that right next to the moon, essentially, like while it's still while it's still not possible to collect it, you'll be able to clip out of bounds due to some like weird moving things. And Ganon getting some weird behavior there. He totally should have been able to wall jump there.
Yeah, just not getting a good angle, I guess, on the wall there.
Yeah, there was some weird coding with the wall there, because that totally should have worked.
City taking care of some of the Goombas. We have seen runners have problems here before, so this isn't completely free.
Yeah, those Goombas can be really annoying sometimes with the RNG. And Ganon's setting up for it. And looks to be,
Yeah.
just barely not getting that.
Taking a weird bonk
Yeah.
before going through the doorway there.
Mm-hmm. Successful at the tofu cycles there. And looking, oh, for a second I thought Ganon had a really good setup and was actually going to get some really nice RNG for those spinies, but it didn't work out, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. You want to leave one spiny on there to allow Mario to throw Cappy at him. Maybe you can explain this a little bit. Oh, Lucidityy with the bomb trying to climb the Odyssey. But maybe you can explain a little bit more why that saves time.
I want to concentrate on Snow Jam first. Hopefully you can get that.
Oh no! As we're talking about it, missing Snowdram, gonna have to reset up for it.
Yeah, it's a bit more important than me explaining the spiny thing. I will definitely explain it though. Okay, able to get on the second try there. But he's gonna lose a good amount of time to missing that on the first try.
Yeah, as long as Ganon can get that first right.
Anyway, basically explaining what you're talking about. It's the whole idea of like why first-person strategy is faster. You're helping the camera out. So you're essentially helping, like, because you're positioning yourself close, like you're positioning the camera closer to where it's going to need to be for that moon cutscene, for the moon spawning cutscene. It takes less time for that cutscene to start. So because of that, so because your camera is closer to that point, like you're making it so the camera doesn't need to pan as much for it to start that cutscene.
Oh, again, getting Snowdram. First try. Definitely will be saving plenty of time over Lucidityy, who is now seaside. And have some fun in the sun now.
Yeah, and you have a race to do.
City grabbing Cheap now.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be using him for a little while, and in particular for a clip here in just a moment.
Ooh, getting a fish bonk.
Cheap's body just a little bit wide for that.
Yeah, just a little bit of movement errors essentially is what caused that.
Grabbing that Dory moon. And one more moon hidden in the sand here. We'll set up for this clip. Now, based on what I've heard, this clip is pretty straightforward and easy.
Yeah, I've yet to attempt it, but it sounds to be like it's according to like pretty much every runner the easiest clip that we do in this route.
And the tricky part about that is you don't want to cliff back in when you grab that first moon because you want to grab the second moon on the way. Lucidityy did a nice job of not clipping in.
Something I've said so many times in commentating, and something that I feel rings so true, like, and that's why I keep saying it, is the fact that the out of bounds clips in this route are not about getting out of bounds, it's about staying out of bounds. Because there's so many opportunities of like once you get out of bounds to accidentally clip back inbounds before you want to. And it's just such a crucial thing to get.
Again, we'll want to do the same as Lucidityy. Looks like he should be fine. Oh, missing the moon though. It's not getting close enough.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little balancing act that you have to pull off there of getting close enough that the spin can pick up the boom, but not too close where you clip back inbounds.
And Slayer confirming, regardless of the clip, still on PB pace. Oh, getting close to the end of the run now. You know, Luncheon Kingdom, pretty movement heavy. Lucidityy taking on this brutal fight, pretty straightforward. Arguably one of the easier fights.
Yes.
I've heard a couple different things. I never want to assume that one thing is another, because then someone will come and be like, "Oh, this Rango's easier," or "Topper's easier."
In terms of like the speedrunning strats, I think Steer probably is either the easiest or the second easiest. Like it's pretty close behind Rango, or like evenly matched with the Rango strategy. The ones that are really tough is like Topper is easily like number 2, and then Harriet is easily the hardest to do fastest, just because of the Harriet strategy existing.
Lucidityy doing a nice job scaling the mountainous area and this building. I'll be grabbing this golden turnip.
I mean, yeah, I will say, and people in chat saying it, yeah, Topper is the hardest if you're not going for Harriet. But if you're trying to get the optimal Harriet strategy, which is known as Harriet, which is why I keep calling it that, it is definitely the hardest.
Lucidityy with the nice turbo dram there. On this fourth room. Really, really nice forks there.
Yeah, Ganon gonna take the checkpoint to regain health before picking up this moon. Maybe smart, kind of hard to tell considering how much time it took to actually get that checkpoint. Lucidity getting some pretty good movement onto this story moon. Easily getting through the cheese very quickly and able to get the line towards that moon pretty well. And yeah, people in chat agreeing with me. That was some hot cheese. And Ganon, that was a great landing. Okay, Lucidity setting up now. Oh, nearly falling into the lava there. Very close. Ganon is finishing up Fork's room. Oh, and now Lucidity's still gonna fall into the lava anyway. Able to recover it a little bit, you know, not dying in the lava, but is gonna lose a good amount of time to that. And yeah, people got to start doing fork lists in honor of Mitch's strategy that everyone now knows about. And Ganon is kind of Ganon not used to that cycle for those pan bros and rolled right into it. Lucidity gonna be finishing out luncheon here, and I'll make a good marker of what the fade out is, because I'm actually paying attention. So 4501 on the side of Lucidity, and Ganon Slayer is still having a couple more moons to get before we can talk about their fade out time.
A lot better of a time marker than jumping into a spark wire. Sitting now in ruin. Pretty straightforward.
Everything for you guys, come on.
Good time to talk though about what GSA has going on. Exclamation point schedule to check out the full list of what GSA has to offer. They got, of course, the SMO 80% League qualifiers in full swing. Super Mario 64 80% League in full swing. Celeste 80% League qualifier in full swing. So make sure to check all that out. We got Paper Mario as well. That tournament's going on. Exclamation point bracket to check out where all your favorite runners are at, who they have to go up against, who's in their group. Oh, Lucidity getting nailed by Razor Blade there. Exclamation point merch to check out the shirts, hoodies that GSA has. Check out the Discord. Someone's Nick's throwing out the Discord link for y'all. And exclamation point YouTube, or excuse me, not YouTube, exclamation point YT.
I believe YouTube will also work.
Yeah. Check out the YouTube channel, obviously. All of the clips that GSA has and any rerun that you want to watch of any race that you might have missed or you just want to watch again, all on the YouTube channel.
And yes, IO in chat, confirming that both YT and YouTube work.
You're right. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah, Lucidity getting out of this fight cleanly, regardless of getting a little bit of a saw blade to the face.
And yeah, it's good to note that the reason why you're probably not seeing some of those big names in those qualifiers like Cheese or Chaos Sprinkle in the case for SMO is because those people are already qualified. Those players are already in season 2 of this league. All you had to do was finish in the top 9. I mean, that's not an easy task. I'm saying like that's no problem.
So you'll see those guys once the qualifier is done and we're in the main portion of the season.
Yeah. We have yet to really start the season. And yeah, like Mitch and Tyrone, those players just weren't in season 1. They just didn't participate in season 1. If they did, they totally would already be qualified for season 2. Like those players, like with Mitch getting the world record, part of me was just like, can we just like auto qualify him now? It's like
Ganslayer having a little bit of trouble getting this movement on top of the dragon's head, taking some damage. But Lucidity now, Bowser's Kingdom.
Yeah, both of them losing time in Ruined. Which is kind of unfortunate.
You know, I've watched and commentated so many races of Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm always impressed by the architecture of Bowser's Kingdom. It's just really nice how they kind of implemented a little bit of everything to it. Japanese culture, obviously.
Yeah.
Reference all over the place.
Everywhere. Even in places like you wouldn't think about, like me now just realizing, I think that even these cannonballs, kind of, because they kind of look like old-fashioned like Japanese fireworks.
Oh yeah. No, you're totally right.
Like I'm just like, I just thought about that. I was like, oh that even that.
I'm kind of thinking of everything. We're only
Yeah,
grabbing.
It's almost like they, are based out of that country or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they know they know about that country a lot because they're from that country or something. Weird. Oh,
Yeah.
Ganon failing the bird dram. Going for it and failing it. Unfortunate right there. Not quite able to get the strategy to work out for them. Meanwhile, Lucidity gonna go for Harriet first.
Shout out to Harriet first in chat. If you got it. It's always the hot debate: Harriet first or Topper first.
I don't think I've ever actually even used the Harriet emote. Like, that's how passionate I am about Topper first. I have the sub, but I don't think I've ever used the Harriet emote. Never used GSA H. It's not a good emote. Why would I ever use it?
Ganon Slayer getting a little bit closer to that second shard. You might typically see playing it safe. You know, Cappy prioritizes these shards. And you throw them. interesting thing that Nintendo made sure to implement into here for sure.
And a little thing that can motivate all you top first players. World record currently has Harriet first.
Oh.
Yeah, Mitch did Harriet first. Just sad.
Well, it's always I you know, when I first got into, you know, the Odyssey community, it was hilarious. I thought it was kind of just hilarious how divided the community was on Harriet first or Topper first. No division here between Ganon and Lucidity though. Harriet first all the way.
And someone in chat claiming that he is actually a coin flip gang, which is essentially just going whichever side you feel like on that day.
I'm impressed that he has a coin ready to flip.
You don't necessarily need a coin flip. I think it's more of a term. Like I said, you can kind of just randomly do it. You don't actually have to flip a coin. You can kind of just do whatever you're feeling like today.
Lucidity. This mecha brutal fight.
He asks his phone, which honestly takes longer.
Stay on top. Lucidity doing a nice job of doing that.
I definitely have done that before, where you Google the words "flip a coin" and just have Google flip a coin for you virtually.
Oh, Ganon having trouble with that topper fight.
And that's why you go topper first, because you're more likely to take damage in the topper fight than you are the Harriet fight.
City.
And look, and now look how much time you wasted having to go for that checkpoint.
Just finishing up that mecha brutal. Gotta be heading for the moon now. We are officially in the end game.
Yep.
Just like that.
And I believe Lucidity is just barely on 100 pace. No, he's not. Never mind. He's on 101 pace right now.
Ganon Slayer, PBO. I believe he stated in chat his PBO was a 103.
And yeah, 100 paces. Yeah, that used to be the terminology before sub-hour was a thing. Is saying that 100 XX time was 100 pace. Just because that's what it looks like. It was cool.
It's a fun
But
way
yeah,
of
this is definitely a 101 pace right now.
Nick confirming in chat that Ganon Slayer a 103.54. Lucidity is on a 101 pace. Ganon Slayer about a minute and a half behind. PB very possible.
Definitely. And I'm going by the idea that a good moon is typically around 5:15, like estimating. you can get faster than 515. But that is typically what you think about as like good moon. Like 510 is usually like the fastest I can think of anyone usually going for. People mentioning in chat that someone trying for 503, that's not even a thing. It's just like I don't even think I've heard of anyone ever getting up to 503.
Cannon confirming in the back here, -11 into Moon Kingdom. Pretty
11
big deal.
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
City taking on Bowser for the second time. Very similar to the first fight, just a couple of extra movements here and there. You know, it's always, I find it always exciting when, you know, I don't care what level any of these guys are at, whenever you get someone on a PB pace, it's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And just, I feel just because it can be, honestly, it's kind of a rare thing to see a lot of the time. Like, in such an optimized game, like, I feel the more optimized the game is, the harder it is to see a PB. Like, just on a daily basis, just like in a race scenario like this.
Yeah.
It's just like so difficult. Like, it's like the reason why you like never see a PB for SM64 in a race. Like, this game right here is becoming very optimized to the point to all the tricks that we know.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because of how new the game is. Like, you compared it to Super Mario 64, like that's super optimized, obviously.
Right.
But this is like, and we're still finding new stuff for SM64. But just how new this is and how optimized we've gotten, it's insane. The city doing 2D skip.
We're definitely still finding new strategies for this game as well.
Oh, of course. No XP skip.
Not near, like, none of the tricks have been nearly as groundbreaking. Like, nothing has been able to save more than like a fraction of seconds at this point.
Right. The city not going for XP skip, gotta DQ him completely.
Also taking damage before entering the pillars.
Oh yeah,
here.
Definitely gotta DQ him.
And that last fireball,
yeah,
right
just
there,
slightly left.
Yeah, I thought he had that. I thought he was able to get that first pillar early, but unfortunately the fireballs had another thing planned. And meanwhile, Meteor's blocking every single fireball. That was like 4 shots that were blocked by falling rocks.
That's super unfortunate, but City here, final claws at the moon rock.
And yep, it gets that 101, like I said, getting a 101.12.
Super close to that 100, like you were saying. But now all eyes on Ganon.
Yeah.
Again.
This whole section, the escape sequence, takes about 2 minutes, so it is possible.
Yeah, he's got to move quick, got to make no mistakes.
It is going to be very tight. What was that PB that people were saying he has?
103.54.
Oh, no, he can do this easily.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that late of a 103 that he's shooting for. Yeah, with that in mind, yeah, he's got this. But I mean, like, there's still possibilities, but like, he's not even gonna attempt. He's not even attempting for 2D skip. He's like, I'm not He's not gonna risk it.
Totally fine, totally fair. For a second, thought he might have accidentally shot it.
Oh, apparently Ganon Slayer doesn't even go for 2D skip, so which is okay. Even honestly, even if like he did normally go for it, I would not have blamed him for not going for it. But makes sense.
Oh.
I guess it makes sense that he just doesn't do it yet. It's not that huge of a time save.
Got well over a minute here to PB. Just gotta get some good fireballs. First couple didn't look too great. But he did finish it. It's gonna be tight with that first pillar not falling.
Yeah, that was
wanted to.
That was troubling right there.
Third pillar falling with pretty relative ease.
Yeah, this is still definitely doable. Just don't fall, Ganon. He got really scary there. It looked like he was actually gonna fall off.
Folks, you're looking at a PB here. Big GG's to Lucidity, but bigger GG's to Ganon on the PB. A 103.39. We've got Ganon in the chat with us now. We'll see if we can get Lucidity. And GG's Ganon on the PB. Even though you took the loss, that PB gotta feel good.
Oh man, dude, I can't even. I was shaking from like when I exited Night Metro because I got a 3-cycle, right? And the 3-cycle lost me 25, and I was just like, I was shaking the entire rest of the run. I'm a complete wreck right now, but I got a PB, so I guess it's cool. Yeah, I didn't make that many big mistakes that run. I made a ton of small mistakes throughout the entirety of the run, though. Like, the only real big mistake was getting a 3-cycle.
Well, let's talk real quick about that 3-cycle, since that was the big thing.
Yes.
Obviously, from what we saw, for what I saw, it was those projectiles getting in the way, preventing you from hitting the mecha. So what kind of happened there, though? Let's get it from your perspective.
Okay, I was standing way too close to the Wiggler, and I did not realize this until it was too late. I was standing like right next to the wall. Like I could have easily gotten it even with like the Wiggler or the projectiles blocking my shots, right? But since I was standing too close, I couldn't hit the top two like projectiles that were still up. And if I would have been able to hit them, I would have been completely fine. But I wasn't able to, and I like shot twice at them and I still missed. So yeah, that's basically what was going on there.
Oh, really good finish there. You know, would have been nice to have that extra 25 seconds, obviously. But Lucid, GG's on the win. Let's talk a little bit about your run.
Well, going into this race, I was like really nervous just because, you know, it's a tournament race and stuff. So what I expected to happen is to have like a pretty rough start, and then like as I get into it, I like ease into it. But literally the exact opposite happened. I got a 13-12 lake exit, which is like 3 seconds off my best exit out of lake. And then Wooded was not great, but I was still like tied with PB, leaving Wooded, I think. And then once I hit Lost, everything kind of just like, I don't even know.
I mean, sorry if you want to finish.
No, you're good.
Yeah, specifically Lost. I feel like Lost like had it out for you as well, because I'm pretty sure like I'm still kind of iffy on whether or not it was a value dive, but I'm pretty sure you got a value dive on the meme tray there.
No, like what happened, I got like a really weird, like my spin pound angle was like really weird, and just how like the terrain like is shaped, it like pushed me to the left. So I was just like not in the right position at all, and I like completely missed the tree. It was really weird.
Now, both of you guys have one more race against MeWe. What are you guys going to do to prepare for that?
I'm gonna do more runs, actually. I'm probably gonna do more runs right now because, like, I was plus 47 out of Metro and I PB'd by 15 seconds.
You gotta ride that high, man. You gotta ride that high.
getting a 3 cycle and then PBing like.
Dude, the rest of the early game was horrible too. I lost like 21 to Golden Wooded. It was a train wreck, and then I brought it back in late game. And late game is usually where I suck. Like I usually have insane early games, then everything like crumbles. The exact opposite happened in this race. So yeah, kind of funny.
Yeah.
And Lucid?
I just need to remove like these random mistakes. Like I had some weird spaghetti in Wooded, like with the uproot, and then I messed up the pipe cycle. And then Snowdram, I don't know how that first Snowdram didn't work. Like I felt so
Right.
good about it. Like I got the cap bounce vectors and stuff. I think the rainbow spin was a little early. I guess that's why I didn't make it. But like I was like, I thought I was gonna have like a Mario meltdown because it felt like really good to me. And
Oh boy.
I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna pull an Okra and miss Snowdram like 8 times. And
Lose
then-
2 minutes. Dude, if
We
you'd
got-
have
we-
lost those 2 minutes, things would have been like way closer.
Yeah, but I clutched it out second try, so not too
Oh
bad.
wait.
Most of the run was just, I lost a little bit of time in each kingdom, so.
Well, Troy, you got anything else? Any other questions for these guys?
No, I think we've just about covered everything.
Well, that'll be it for us here at GSA. Again, exclamation point YT or YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel. Exclamation point schedule and bracket to see everything that GSA has going on. Of course, shout outs to the exclamation point merch, GSA merch, the shirts and the hoodies. But before we head on out, big GGs to Gannon on the PB and big GGs to Lucidity on the win. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, GG on the PB, Ganon. 102
Dude,
soon, bro.
Dude, definitely. And GG on completely destroying me. Smile.
Well, that'll be it for us here at GSA. Troy Vathman, thank you so much for joining me in the booth today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, that'll be it from us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We've got a lot more stuff going on. Super Mario Odyssey at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Source YT versus Sio Nick. Saw Sio Nick typing out in chat, so make sure to check that out. Full list of stuff. Also, Celeste, Super Mario 64, 70-star leagues also going on. But that'll be it for us for the night. So thank you so much for joining us and tuning in, and have a good rest of your evening.
Yeah. Good night, guys.